Okie dokie, so today I don't have jack shit to talk about, so what I'm gonna do is, well, it's been a while, right? I'm just gonna take you through a training and show you that training itself doesn't have to be complex, so it's gonna be kind of a follow-along workout, explain what I'm doing, giving you some tips, and yeah, that's it. So when it comes to muscle building, first of all, I think as long as you're training intense, muscle building is going to be entirely up to your diet. If you eat in a surplus, you're going to be able to put on muscle. If not, well, you're not going to be able to put on muscle. Instead, you're going to lose fat and maintain your muscle. But when it comes to the training, what I think is the most important is to just try to get as strong as possible. Try to get PRs every time you train. Even if you fail to get the PR, you succeed in trying. That's what I how I always kind of think about it. But yeah, you basically pick one main exercise, right? So whether it be for pull, you pick one main exercise. Today I'm doing a pull day. Or push, you pick one main exercise and you try to get as strong as possible in that exercise. For me, on pull day, I do front lever. Front lever, I'll show you my warm-up set. There you go. You hold your body horizontal to the ground, basically, right? That's the front lever in case you didn't know yet. But this really works every muscle in my back. And as long as I get stronger on this and I eat in a calorie surplus, I know I'm gonna put on some back tissue, I'm gonna put on some muscle. So the way I structure my training is I pick this main exercise. Today it's gonna be the front lever hold. I do that for a couple sets, and then basically I move on to a secondary exercise that complements the first one. But first things first, let's get started with some front lever holds. My personal goal is to get a 45-second hold in the front lever, so I have to do longer sets, I have to do endurance-based sets. Well, endurance 45 seconds, so it's still quite well in the muscle building range, But let's say that your goal is not to do a long hold, but to, for example, unlock the front lever, then you want to focus on shorter holds, right? Doing like attempts or doing 5 to 12 second holds on the previous progression, something like that to build strength. For me, I'm doing a longer hold to build endurance. But yeah, like I said, it has to be specific to your goal, as specific as possible. So I'm gonna do some assisted holds here, 45 seconds, and we'll see from there. Okay, so that's one set with band assistance and 2 kilo on my feet and 4 kilos on my hip, which is very specific, I know, but it's important to adjust the difficulty of your training to yourself, to your needs. It doesn't matter how it looks, right? No one cares about an assisted front lever with 2 kilos on the feet and 4 kilos on the hips, right? But it does a lot for me, this training, because the difficulty is adequate, You can adjust your difficulty not only by adjusting progressions in your exercise, but also by adding weight, adding assistance, or combining multiple of those options, right? So for me, I did one set on this now, 45 seconds. If I can get this set another time, that will be a big PR for me, which is the most important part. So I'm gonna rest up, try this one more time, and then basically that will be it for exercise number 1. Then we can move on to the next one. Holy shit! That was my maximum. form was breaking down for sure. I'll check how bad it was afterwards. But let's talk about the rest time. I think I rested almost 5 minutes in between these two sets, which is a long time, right? But when you're training for strength, you kind of want to allow your body to recover in between sets. Otherwise, it becomes more of an endurance contest, which, you know, if that's your goal, that's fine. You'll build muscle, don't worry. But for me, my goal is to build endurance in one set. It's not this endless endurance. It's not doing like a 24-hour pull-up record where you have to be able to go time and time and time again. No, I want to get strong and transfer that strength into endurance for one single set. So for me, it's better to rest longer times. That being said, I'm gonna rest up again and move on to the second exercise, which is gonna be some front lever presses. A front lever press, you know, I go from the horizontal position into an inverted hang. For reps, I basically press myself into the inverted hang, right? And this is a good exercise. It's gonna complement the front lever holds. It's gonna activate the same muscle, but it's gonna be dynamic as well, you know? It's gonna be an exercise where I move, whereas I was static in this first exercise. So it's good to mix things up, you know, do a bit of static exercises, do a bit of dynamic exercises, and if they can complement each other, you know, work the same muscles in different ways, that's another plus point. So let's go. I'm gonna rest up for a little bit. Alright, so that's one set of front lever presses. I'm doing it with 4 kilos on my feet, 4 kilos on my hips now, so it's quite difficult. But I want to train heavy so that I can feel light when I remove the weights. And basically what I'm doing here is 3 reps, as you saw, but it's not my max. When training for strength, you know, it's good to also leave some reps in reserve when training, because it will allow you to recover better in between sets, allowing you to get more volume and get more adapted to the movement, you know. Strength is a skill. You want to get your body adapted to the movement. It's like if you play a lot of piano, you get good at the piano because you have a lot of hours in your fingers, you know, you practiced a lot. And the same is with strength, you know, if you can get more volume, your body is going to be more adapted to the movement pattern. So I'm not saying that going all out is bad, of course, you know. There are people who train using one set and go all out during that one set. And of course, they're going to get stronger, right? But those styles are more focused on muscle hypertrophy, you know. And yes, they're going to get a bit stronger, but it's more efficient to do higher volume, higher frequency, and allow your body to recover faster by leaving something in the tank at all times. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to do this for 2 more sets, each 3 reps, and then that will be it for today's training, you know. That's how simple it can be. Okay, so that's gonna be it for today's training. Those front lever presses felt fucking heavy, but yeah, 2 exercises, 5 sets in total. Not very complex, is it? But in general, right, when it comes to training intensity, if you're training to a point that you were tired and next time, you know, you're recovered and you're stronger than before, you're doing a good job. But if you're not tired from your training and not progressing, you're doing too little. If you're feeling very tired from your training, you know, and training again, but you feel weaker, then you might be doing too much. So that's kind of how you can gauge, you know, your intensity. If you're stronger than last time, basically there is no reason to worry because you're making progress, right? So you're in the sweet spot of training intensity. You can maybe adjust a few things here and there to optimize your training, but you shouldn't, sweep everything off the table and change everything at once because you have something that's working. Training, it takes a long time, so you have to be a bit patient as well. But in general, if you have the basic principle of choosing one or two exercises for each pull, push, and legs, right? And you get stronger at those exercises, right? You aim for PRs, then you're heading in the right direction because as long as you get your personal records, you're getting stronger and you eat enough, you're gonna build muscle and you're gonna make progress. So you don't have to really worry about many other things. How many sets should I do? How long should I rest? How long, whatever, right? How many reps in one set? As long as your intensity is there and you're progressing, that's the most important part. All that other stuff, all those details, sure, they can help you, but those are in the end just details, right? And they come after consistency, they come after having fun, they come after aiming for PRs. So don't worry too much about it. First get the basics done, get into a habit of training, and then you can worry about the details as well, how many reps you should do, and this and that. But training in general is very simple. So that's it for today's training. For me, it was a simple training as well today. So I'm very happy. It went well. I got a PR. And basically now I have to rest and recover for next time, to do a back training again and become even stronger than today. That's the final goal. So that's it for today. I'm gonna have a shower and some breakfast, and I'll see you tomorrow for leg day. Yes, it's leg day. Whew.